Hi Thomas, nice to have you here today in Salzburg in Austria. I'm glad that you agreed to do an interview with us today. Maybe you can introduce yourself a little bit. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. This is my first time in Austria. It's a pleasure to be here. So my name is Thomas Parish. I am the president and CEO of Rinsley Corp from the United States, and happy to be here to talk to you.
Your father invented in the 1980s this unique chemistry behind the Ferox product line. Maybe you tell us something about your father. He's still doing well. He's 82 years old.
Yeah.
And just tell me that the days in the 80s, what he did before and how he comes to that.
Right. So he started his chemical company in 1970, did contract manufacturing for lots of different industries. Our technology came out of a project where he was working with ATK Thiokol on what they call the Hercules program. Mm-hmm. And they're the ones that were developing and manufacturing the solid rocket boosters for the NASA program in the 80s through the 90s. So he was contracted by them to manufacture the solid rocket fuel for the static booster testing in Utah and develop burn rate modifiers. So our technology came out of this when he was developing that manufacturing process.
Your father founded the company in 1986. How long does it take him, and which challenges he went through to produce the first ready-to-sell products of Ferox?
So the first liquid formulations that we were selling into the marketplace were in 1986. So we've got EPA registrations that actually go slightly before that, but our products have been registered with the United States Environmental Protection Agency since 1986, slightly before. And so that was the first commercialized liquid product that was sold into the like commercial industry, mining, trucking, those types of things.
After that first years of field experience, when did your company sell the first solid Ferox products in the United States?
So my dad was looking at the liquid formulations that we were selling and selling it in a lot of different places around the world. But the problem was the liquid was so concentrated, it was like a 1 to 5,000 treat ratio. So people wanted to use it in their cars and it would be like a half of an ounce or something like that to treat the entire tank of fuel. And so it made him realize that we needed to come up with something that was easier for consumers to use. And so it wasn't until probably 2004-05 he started looking into it, but 2006 was the first time when we started going out to the public. It was around that time with a solid additive, which made it a small dose that you just drop in and make it easier for people to treat their tanks on the consumer side. It was a game changer with regard to the liquid because the entire industry was focused on liquids. And then we went into solids to be able to do something that was kind of revolutionary and easier to use for the consumers.
So in 2006 you started to sell the solid catalyst products first. How you came to that, and did you patent it at the time?
Yeah, so we applied for our patent in 2006, and it wasn't until 2011 that we were awarded our patent. So the aspects of the things that he was looking at were safety. There was like maybe 1 or 2 other solid products that were very flammable that were sold on the market around that same time. Ours was not flammable. We could change colors and different things like that and make it more versatile. But the uniqueness of what we were doing was making our product's ability to dose the fuel in the correct amounts, which is why we have this formulation that is patented.
You told us that the Ferox product line is unique. Tell us a little bit more about that. Which bullet points make the product so far ahead when it comes to competition on the market?
Well, like I said before, most of the additive market is focused on the liquid additives. So making it solid was a very unique step. But the solid formulation that we created is non-flammable, it's biodegradable, it allows us to ship anywhere in the world. The concentrations also, because just a half-gram tablet will treat 20 gallons of fuel or 75 liters of fuel. So it allows us to be able to ship bulk product all over the world in a very easy way in just a few days, pretty much anywhere. And so the benefits of that, the product that we sell, are, have a host of benefits when you put it into the fuel. Also, it becomes a part of the fuel, which comes from the technology and how we created the solid formulation. It comes out of, distilled off of natural gas, one of the components, which allows it to go back into the fuel and become a part of the fuel. So it's like it's came back home. But it provides all these values and benefits with just improving the combustion, of reduced emissions. The whole world is looking at carbon, climate change, all these things where the environment's affected by the pollution that we put out, and we can drastically reduce that with just a little teeny thing you drop into your fuel.
You told us that just half of a gram will treat 75 liters. That means that you got it down to make a mixing ratio of 1 to 150,000.
Yeah, up to 152,000 liters of like petrol or diesel. We're about 150,000 liters of petrol. So 1 kilogram will treat that much fuel. So it allows us to go into commercial sides, bulk treat fuels with a very small amount. The storage is easy, the safety and handling, it's probably one of the safest products in the marketplace with regard to fuel catalysts and what we're doing to the fuel, but allows people to be able to bulk treat their feedstocks and large amounts of fuel with very small amounts of our product.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Sometimes other companies try to copy the effects of your product, but they never get it done. So tell us a bit about that competition.
So there are some products that are out in the marketplace. We're the only product that is a patented solid US EPA registered product globally. No one else has that. Also, we're the only ones that have the history and story of the development that came from this process of working with ATK thiacol that was making it for the NASA program. So companies will also say that their technology is connected to NASA, but it's never been used by NASA. But we were the original ones in our development process. Our experience sets us apart from everyone else. Allows us to take steps into new development, new technologies which we're advancing currently. My father still is involved in our company in consulting and creating our next generation products that we're going to be having.
We have met 1 year ago, and in that short period of time I saw that many people want to be part of that Rangeley thing. Now we are looking at the world and people coming from all around the world today here to the Salzburg event of Rangeley to meet and greet and see you and being a part of that unique movement. How does it feel like for you?
I don't know if we ever really comprehended where we would be today. The global environment and all these things that are basically positioning us in the spotlight of something that actually makes a difference. It's real. There's authenticity to where we've come from, our experiences, our knowledge, our understanding. We're in about 40 countries now globally and expanding into Europe, which is our next focus, which is why we're super excited to be working with you and your team here. It's really exciting for us. I think people want to be a part of something that is making a difference and something that's positive when we're surrounded by so much negativity. And what we have is real. And I think people can feel that when they interact with us, but also when they use the product itself.
So Rangeley and the network is growing very fast worldwide. And I also see what's going on here in Europe when it comes to commercial, but also when it comes to the private consumers. The product line covers the whole industry. Where do you see Rangeley in 10 years?
I think we're still going to be relevant in maybe some ways that we don't understand now, but what our product does covers all the different fuels that are being used in the marketplace, even the renewables that are coming out, our product works in, makes it better. So I think we're going to be relevant in a very powerful way with the networks we're forming, the companies that we're working with, helping them make a difference with regard to some of the sustainability that's coming about, the carbon taxes that are being levied across the entire globe. So I think we're positioned now to make a difference when it matters the most.
So that Rensselaer vision ignites a huge movement now on the planet, and I think it's time for that. We see all those problems of our resources, of emissions, and about the environment. And now Rensselaer will also develop new markets. Tell us about something about that.
So we're going into all the markets that cover fuel, so kerosene, jet fuel, LNG, natural gas, even the hydrogen discussions with their blending into different fuels. Our product works across the entire base of the combustion process. And so our focus for nearly 36 years has been on combustion and improving that process. And even the industry standards that are regulated for emission control systems, Euro 6, Euro 5 trucks, our product works within those systems and makes those systems even more efficient. And so our collaboration with our partners, which are very important to us, are a part of this strategy that's going to take us into global economies. We believe we can make an impact.
Thank you very much.